If, knock on wood and heaven forbid, that your dog ever runs out the front door, jumps out of the car too soon, their leash breaks, and all of a sudden they are running free, you want to make sure that you have a reliable recall. Hi sweet friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor Reardon. I'm a certified professional dog trainer and service dog instructor. There are so many different things that are within our control that we can do or change to have a positive impact on our dog's recall. I'm going to put timestamps down below because we're going to cover 6 different topics within this video. And I think it really took me all of like 30 seconds to come up with this list because it's such a common training goal that I teach this on a daily basis. It is a rainy day and allergy season, so grab your tea, get cozy, and let's jump into it. Topic number 1 is poisoning. And no, I don't mean ingesting something poisonous. I mean pairing something negative with your recall. And the most common example that I see of this is someone ending playtime by calling their dog to them. Maybe you're at the park, the dog park, and your dog is running off leash. And when you call them to you, your dog knows that you're gonna leash them up, take them home. Or they're outside in the backyard, in your fenced yard, and you're calling them to come inside. Well, they know if they come to you that playtime is over. Therefore, you have poisoned your recall. You can teach any recall, the emergency recall, the name, the verbal recall. It doesn't matter. You can poison it simply by pairing something that your dog doesn't like or doesn't want to do with the recall. And pairing would be that you have one and then the other, and that becomes an association. You're pairing associations. So if I'm pairing my recall with leaving the park, or my recall is being paired with coming inside from playtime outside, I might end up with a dog that doesn't want to come inside. Now, not every dog is going to struggle with that, but there are a lot of dogs that will. Our dogs love playtime. They love being outside. They love having that freedom of being off leash and running wild like they were designed to do. And their brain really works through associations. They see this thing, they feel this way, they do this behavior. If you've ever seen the doorbell and the dog barking immediately without even taking a breath, that's why. And so when you pair your recall with something negative, your dog will remember that. This leads me right into topic number 2, which is never punish your dog for coming to you. Even if it took 30 minutes and they scared you to death by running around the neighborhood, in front of cars, whatever it may be, do not punish them when they come to you. They will remember that. They will be way less likely to come to you the next time that you call them. Again, do not poison that recall and do not punish them when they finally do come when called. Moving right along to item number 3, do not chase your dog. It is going to be counterproductive if you are wanting your dog to come to you, but as they're running away from you, you are running after them. Odds are they're not going to turn around and just come on back to you. Now, there are a few things that we can do instead, but we will cover that in a future video. Let's talk about item number 4, bribery. We are not going to be bribing our dogs. Do you hear me? Let me say it again. We are not going to be bribing our dogs. We don't want to show him the money and then have him do it. When we are training our dog, we're not training them with the thought that this is a transactional process. Transactional process is not good in dog training. And so what we want to make sure is that we're teaching our dogs a set of skills, the recall included, but we're not bribing them in order to behave. The other sad scenario is that pretending like you have food in your hand, the dog comes over, gets within a foot range of you, sniffs and knows that there's no food, and they're like, "You're bluffing." And then they take off in the other direction. That is just not good. Item number 5 is testing it out. If testing it out is something that comes to mind, your dog's not ready. When I hear a client say, "Oh, I just wanted to test out and see what he would do," or "Oh, I'm going to test out and see if he will," no matter the scenario, if you are questioning it and you have to test it out, your dog is not ready. Is there a chance that they will perform the behavior that you're looking for? Yeah. Is there a greater chance that they won't? Probably. And that is because if you're saying you're going to test it out, then it sounds like you don't know whether or not they will respond or perform the behavior that you're looking for. Therefore, I'm not going to take that risk because I don't want your dog rehearsing, ignoring their recall. It's just that simple. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to make another video talking about how to teach a recall. But in this video, we are going to stay on track with our sixth and final topic, which is picking an effective reinforcer. Now, a reinforcer is your dog's reward. It could be a game of tug, playing fetch with a tennis ball, being rewarded with praise, petting, food. But when we are going to select one of those reinforcers or a combination of those reinforcers, we must keep in mind that we should be looking for those that really motivate our dogs. Let's take my German Shepherd, for example. He loves fetch. He loves his tennis ball, and there's one tennis ball in particular that is his absolute favorite. Now, he would rather have that tennis ball than a piece of hot dog, cheese, you name it, any day. He would rather play fetch than eat. So in that case, I'm going to make sure that for my emergency recall, I'm using my highest value reinforcer, which is throwing that tennis ball. But for many other dogs, that highest value reinforcer is going to be food. Now, it's probably cooked meat or cheese. I would not recommend using regular dry dog treats for teaching an outdoor recall with distractions. If you call your dog to you and you're planning on using praise and petting as a reward for that recall, you must make sure that your dog actually enjoys it, because all too often, here's what I see. Imagine a dog owner calling their dog to them, their dog comes running over, and they just give them a good pat on the head and say, "Good boy" or "Good girl." And then they move on their merry little way. And the owner is thinking that they have reinforced this recall. Guess who's going to be less likely to come to their owner the next time? Now, that's not for every dog. Some dogs like a good pat on the head, and they don't mind small praise, or they just don't struggle with the recall. Maybe they're older and they've just been doing this for a while. But I will say that it is a common example that I see that dog owners have no idea. They're unintentionally having a negative impact on their dog's recall when they do that. Again, it's not every dog. Some dogs like that. Some dogs don't display those appeasement signals when they are getting that pat on the head and that short praise. But a lot of dogs do. All right, friends, that is a wrap on our 6 ways that we can negatively impact our dog's recall. What videos do we want to see next? Do not forget to hit that like button, help a girl out. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more dog training videos. And I will see you guys very soon.